Thank you so much for dashing in here to talk to us. They really run you ragged here.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, every minute is accounted for when you're at one of these things.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I'm stealing at least a few of those from you this year.
You got it. My pleasure.
Congratulations on Deep Space Nine. Just past the 20-year mark. It is amazing to me that that show is still as unique, I think, in the landscape of TV 20 years later.
It holds up.
Yeah.
My husband had never seen the series, and I don't know what moment, happened that we decided this is the moment he's going to watch it, and I watched it with him, the first episode, and I was kind of amazed at how it stands up, because I've been binge watching all the shows, and there's amazing television out there right now, and it really stood the test of time. I'd say that you're right about that.
And now there's the talk of hopefully the Blu-ray version of Deep Space Nine. The project starting.
That would be great.
How would you feel if they committed and said, yes, we need to do this?
I'd be thrilled. I'd really be thrilled. That would be great.
Yeah.
I hope that happens.
I think it's kind of strange that they even ask the question.
Yeah, I know.
Like, well, duh.
I know. It's kind of like the movies, the movie version of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Everyone always says, well, no, that'll never happen. No, that from the beginning. Mm-hmm. And it's always been like, oh yeah, no, that's not going to happen. But then I just kind of go, why? Why not? Why not? It's weird. Why not Blu-ray?
Yeah. I mean, and I think of any show, Deep Space Nine would be the perfect show for some kind of mini-series, if not a theatrical release film, an amazing mini-series on television or Netflix or something that fans would love to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to have to start a campaign for that.
I think so.
I think coming to these conventions, how exciting is it for you to see the love that comes to you from all these people and to see the effect that you've had and continue to have 20 years later?
After our first year on air, this very large German man brought me a stuffed wolf for my son Buster, who was 2 years old. And I just spent time with his wife, who he married from my fan club. They met each other in my fan club and got married. I just had dinner with them in Germany. 20 years later, we're still in touch. We still talk. George is such a dear, dear friend. So there's all kinds of amazing, it could never happen anywhere other than the Star Trek world, things that go on.
Do you ever think about how different things would be if you just hadn't auditioned for this part?
My life would be very different without Star Trek, incredibly different. I would be a different human being. It altered me. It gave me my second child. It deepened me in so many ways and made me resilient, because you have to be. If you're doing a series, 7 years of a series, 26 episodes, no one does that anymore. No one works at that level, 16 minimum 16-hour days. And I got to know my strength. And that's always an amazing lesson for a human, to know how much you can do.
I have to give you a personal thank you, because I grew up without a lot of real role models in my immediate family, certainly not male role models. And I think growing up on Star Trek helped to teach me, the right way to be a person, the moral way to be a man. And
I love that.
I think that's the reason why the show is so special, because it has something to say, something positive, and sadly that's rare.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And our world was a little grayer, there wasn't the black and white in terms of how to manage personhood. But yes, there were such lessons of forgiveness and understanding and dealing with the realities that life gives you. I think there were a lot of lessons there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
I really appreciate
My
your time.
huge pleasure.
Especially when I know your time is so